Is this aging or something else? Have you ever found yourself wondering, is this just part of getting older? Maybe your energy fades by midday. Maybe your joints feel stiff even after a good night's sleep. Or maybe your memory is not quite as sharp as it used to be. If that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. Aging brings natural changes. But what if some of what you are feeling is not just aging? What if it is something you are doing every single day without realizing it? Let me ask you this. What if the food on your plate is quietly accelerating the aging process? For years I thought fatigue, brain fog, and joint discomfort were just the price of getting older. But as I dug deeper into the science of healthy aging and learned from real experts like Dr. John Scharffenberg, who is now over 100 years old, I realized something that completely changed my perspective. Some foods age us faster, and avoiding them is just as important as eating the right ones. Now, I am not here to tell you to stop eating everything you love. That is not what this is about. I am here to show you the same 3 foods that Dr. Scharffenberg himself avoids, and why cutting them from your routine can lead to more energy, stronger joints, a clearer mind, and a better quality of life. Dr. Scharffenberg, a Harvard-trained physician, has spent decades researching what helps people thrive into their 90s and beyond. His findings are simple but powerful. What we avoid matters. Even small changes can make a profound difference over time. Let me share a story. Carol, age 71, had always considered herself reasonably healthy, but she constantly felt tired. Her digestion was off, and she had started relying on over-the-counter pain relievers just to get through the day. After watching one of our Lifewell Seniors episodes, she decided to remove just one of the foods we will talk about in today's video. Within 2 weeks, she said, "I felt like someone turned the lights back on." This is not about trends. It is not about expensive supplements or complicated diets. It is about paying attention to the foods that may be working against your health silently. And yes, these foods are often the ones marketed as quick, convenient, or even healthy. But the truth is, they may be fueling inflammation, draining your energy, and making the aging process feel heavier than it needs to be. So, what are these foods? In just a moment, we are going to talk about the 3 specific foods Dr. Scharffenberg recommends avoiding, especially if you are over the age of 60. These are foods that can quietly affect your heart, your brain, and your bones. And the best part, avoiding them is easier than you think. Have you ever stopped to think about how food might be making aging harder? If you are curious, or if you have already started avoiding a certain food that made a difference in your health type, I'm ready in the comments below. Let us start this conversation together. Because here at Lifewell Seniors, we believe in growing stronger one informed choice at a time. Up next, I will introduce you to the doctor who changed how I think about food and aging, and why his personal story matters more than ever. Let us continue. Meet the 100-year-old doctor who avoids these 3 foods. Let me introduce you to someone who has not only studied aging for most of his life, but has also lived through a full century of experience. His name is Dr. John Scharffenberg, and he has become one of my greatest inspirations for how to age with clarity, purpose, and strength. Dr. Scharffenberg is not just a physician. He is a Harvard-trained public health expert who spent his career researching what helps people live longer and live well. And the amazing part, at over 100 years old, he still cooks his own meals, takes daily walks, and speaks with a clear, focused mind. So what is his secret? If you ask him, he will tell you it is not one miracle pill or one specific food. It is the day-to-day choices, what you put in your body and what you leave out, that make all the difference. And among all the things he has studied over the years, there are 3 foods he deliberately avoids. Why? Because over decades of research and first-hand experience, he has seen how these foods quietly wear down the body's natural defenses. They speed up inflammation, they affect brain function, and they can even accelerate the conditions we most associate with aging, like heart disease, diabetes, and memory loss. When you look at Dr. Scharffenberg, you might expect someone who lives on rare superfoods or expensive supplements, but that is not the case. He believes in simple, affordable, accessible nutrition. In fact, much of what he eats can be found in any grocery store in America. But just as important as what he includes is what he avoids. Let us take a moment to appreciate the power of elimination. We often focus so much on what to add to our diet, more greens, more protein, more water, that we forget about what might be holding us back. But Dr. Scharffenberg has taught us that knowing what to say no to can be just as transformational. He once said, if something is causing harm, even in small doses, why keep feeding it to the body that is trying to keep you alive? That statement stuck with me, because so often we consume things out of habit, not because they serve us, but because they are familiar, easy, or marketed as harmless. But the truth is, small amounts of harmful ingredients eaten every day over decades can add up to big problems. Let me tell you about Jerome, a retired school principal in Florida. After watching one of our videos on aging and nutrition, he decided to cut out one of the 3 foods we will talk about in this episode. Within 3 weeks, his acid reflux reduced, his energy improved, and he found himself sleeping more deeply. He told me I did not realize how much that one food was dragging me down. It had become part of my daily life, but it was working against me. This is the message Dr. Scharffenberg wants the world to hear. We can age well, but not by accident. We have to make small, consistent choices that honor our health, especially in the second half of life. So today I want to walk you through those 3 foods one at a time, not to overwhelm you, but to help you feel empowered. Because once you know better, you can do better. You can start making different choices without stress, without guilt, and without losing the foods you enjoy. Before we dive into the first food, I want you to reflect for a moment. Was there someone in your life, a parent, a grandparent, a mentor, who taught you to avoid a certain food for health reasons? Maybe they never used medical terms, but they just knew what made them feel better. If so, I invite you to honor their memory today. Drop their name and what they taught you in the comments below. Let us celebrate their quiet wisdom. Now, let us begin our deep dive. The first food on Dr. Scharffenberg's Never Eat list is one that many people consume almost daily and do not even realize how harmful it can be. Coming up next, the truth about processed meats. Food number 1 to avoid: processed meats. Of all the foods that Dr. John Scharffenberg has advised people to avoid, processed meats sit firmly at the top of his list. And once you understand why it is hard to look at bacon and hot dogs the same way again, let us break it down. Processed meats are any meats that have been smoked, salted, cured, canned, or preserved with chemicals. That includes items like bacon, sausage, hot dogs, deli slices, ham, pepperoni, canned meat like Spam. At first glance, these foods may seem harmless. They are easy to prepare, full of flavor, and part of many American meals. But here is the problem: behind the taste and convenience is a high concentration of preservatives, sodium, and chemical additives that can take a toll on your health, especially as you age. Dr. Scharffenberg has spent decades studying the link between diet and disease. What he and other researchers have found is alarming. Processed meats have been associated with higher rates of heart disease, colorectal cancer, type 2 diabetes, and cognitive decline. One of the main culprits, nitrites and nitrates, preservatives added to keep the meat looking pink and fresh. In the body, these compounds can convert into nitrosamines, which have been linked to cancer in multiple studies. Let us look at the numbers. The World Health Organization has classified processed meats as a Group 1 carcinogen, meaning there is strong evidence that they cause cancer in humans. In fact, eating just 2 slices of bacon a day has been associated with an 18% higher risk of colorectal cancer. That is not a scare tactic. That is science. But even beyond cancer, processed meats are often loaded with sodium, which can raise blood pressure and put extra strain on your heart. As we age, our kidneys also become less efficient at filtering out excess salt, making us more sensitive to its effects. And for those over 60, a high-sodium, low-nutrient diet can lead to fluid retention fatigue and a higher risk of stroke. So why are these meats still so common? One-word: habit. We grew up with hot dogs at cookouts, ham sandwiches at lunch, bacon with breakfast. It is part of the culture. But that does not mean we are stuck with it. Dr. Scharffenberg never says you can never enjoy food again. He simply reminds us to ask, is this food working for me or against me? And the good news is, there are plenty of satisfying, affordable, protein-rich alternatives that support your health rather than harm it. Here are some of his favorites. Lentils 1/2 cup cooked provides about 9 grams of protein and loads of fiber. Chickpeas or black beans, great in salads, soups, or mashed for spreads. Tofu or tempeh, Easy to season, high in plant-based protein. Hard-boiled eggs, a versatile, budget-friendly option. Baked salmon or sardines, packed with omega-3s and heart-protective nutrients. Grilled chicken or turkey breast. When you want a lean animal protein without added chemicals. Now I know what you might be thinking, but I love bacon. Or what do I put in my sandwich? It is okay to feel that way. Changing habits takes time, but you do not have to go cold turkey overnight. Start by swapping one processed meat meal a week with something cleaner and simpler. You might be surprised how your body responds. Let me share a story from Edward, age 79. He used to eat ham and cheese sandwiches for lunch almost every day. After hearing about Dr. Scharffenberg's approach, he decided to try hummus and veggie wraps twice a week. Within 1 month, his blood pressure readings improved, and he said, "I don't even miss the ham, I just needed a new routine." That is the beauty of this change. It does not have to be drastic, it just has to be intentional. Have you ever tried cutting out processed meats, or swapped a sandwich filling that surprised you with how good it was? Tell us in the comments. Sharing your ideas might inspire someone else to try something new. Coming up next, we will take a look at a group of foods many people eat first thing in the morning. Foods that seem innocent, even healthy, but may actually be draining your energy and aging your brain. Let us talk about sugary breakfast foods and what to eat instead. Food number 2, to avoid. Sugary breakfast foods. Let us talk about breakfast, the most important meal of the day, right? Well, not always. What if I told you that some of the most common breakfast foods in America might be one of the worst ways to start your day, especially as you age? Dr. John Scharffenberg has been saying this for years. The wrong breakfast can set your whole body back. And the one category he always warns about is sugary breakfast foods. Let us look at what that includes: boxed cereals with added sugar, flavored instant oatmeal packets, breakfast bars and pastries, pre-sweetened yogurts, store-bought muffins, pancake syrups with high fructose corn syrup, bottled orange juice, and other sweetened juices. You might look at that list and think, but those are breakfast staples. Yes, they are common. But common does not mean beneficial. In fact, these foods can do more harm than good, especially for people over 60. Here is why. When you start your day with refined sugars and simple carbohydrates, your blood sugar spikes rapidly. Your body produces insulin to lower it. Then what happens? The sugar crashes, leaving you tired, foggy, and even hungrier than before. This blood sugar roller coaster leads to a chain of effects: mid-morning fatigue, cravings for more carbs, brain fog, mood swings, increased inflammation, higher risk for type 2 diabetes. Dr. Scharffenberg puts it this way: breakfast should prepare you for your day, not send you back to the couch. For older adults, maintaining stable energy and focus is essential. Sugary breakfasts may feel comforting in the moment, but over time they can contribute to weight gain around the belly, poor concentration, high blood pressure, memory problems, increased inflammation in joints and muscles. But here is the good news. Once you stop relying on sugar to start your day, your body begins to recalibrate. Your energy steadies, your hunger becomes more manageable, your mental clarity improves. Let me give you some healthy, satisfying alternatives that Dr. Scharffenberg himself enjoys, and that many of our Lifewell Seniors viewers have adopted: old-fashioned oats. Cook them plain and add your own toppings: 1/2 cup of fresh blueberries, 1 tablespoon of chia or flaxseed, and a few chopped walnuts. Hard-boiled or scrambled eggs, rich in protein and healthy fats. Pair them with 1 slice of 100% whole grain toast and a few slices of avocado. Greek yogurt unsweetened. Add your own natural sweetness with 1/3 of a banana or a handful of berries. Smoothies. Use unsweetened almond milk spinach, 1 frozen banana, and a tablespoon of peanut butter or flaxseed. Leftover dinner vegetables. Yes, savory breakfasts are perfectly fine and in many cultures preferred. Here is a story I love to share. Denise, a 69-year-old retired teacher, used to eat cinnamon raisin toast and orange juice every morning. "I felt fine for an hour," she said, "but then I was always exhausted before lunch." She decided to try oatmeal with cinnamon almonds and berries instead. After 2 weeks, she wrote, "I did not realize how much sugar was controlling my mornings. Now I feel steady, focused, and even a little lighter." That is the kind of transformation that starts with a single change. And here is something else to remember: you do not have to be perfect. You just have to be aware. If you have a pastry now and then, enjoy it, but let your regular breakfast be one that supports your energy, not one that robs it. Simple tip. Read your labels. If sugar or one of its many disguises, like corn syrup, brown rice syrup, or fruit concentrate, is one of the first 3 ingredients, it is best to avoid it. What is your current go-to breakfast? Do you think it is helping or holding you back? Let us share and learn together. Drop your favorite healthy morning meal in the comments. It may inspire someone else to start their day right. Coming up next, we are going to uncover the 3rd food Dr. Scharffenberg avoids, and it is one that sneaks into more meals than you might expect. Let us talk about highly refined carbohydrates and how they quietly age the body from the inside out. Stay with me. Food number 3 to avoid: highly refined carbohydrates. We have talked about processed meats. We have talked about sugary breakfasts. Now let us look at something that might be even more common: refined carbohydrates. These are the foods that may not taste sweet, but they act like sugar in your body. And for older adults, they can quietly become a major source of fatigue, inflammation, and even cognitive decline. So what are we talking about? Common refined carbs include white bread, white rice, regular pasta, crackers made with enriched flour, baked goods like biscuits, cookies, and cakes, instant noodles or boxed dinners, most packaged snack foods. These foods have been stripped of their natural fiber, vitamins, and nutrients during processing. What you are left with is a fast-digesting, blood sugar-spiking starch that offers very little nourishment. When you eat refined carbs, here is what happens. Blood sugar rises quickly. Your body pumps out insulin to handle the surge. Blood sugar drops sharply. You feel tired, hungry, and possibly irritable. You crave more carbs and the cycle begins again. Dr. John Scharffenberg has long warned that refined carbohydrates, when eaten regularly, can contribute to chronic inflammation, type 2 diabetes, weight gain, fatty liver disease, brain fog and poor memory, osteoarthritis flare-ups, reduced immune function. In fact, recent studies have linked diets high in refined carbohydrates with increased risk of Alzheimer's disease, especially when paired with low physical activity. Dr. Scharffenberg reminds us, what you eat becomes the fuel for your brain. Junk and fog out. Let us pause for a moment. How many meals in a typical week include white bread or pasta? How often do you grab a cracker or pastry instead of something fresh? It is not about guilt, it is about awareness. Once you begin replacing refined carbs with whole food alternatives, the difference is noticeable. So let us talk about those alternatives: foods that are easy to find, affordable, and deeply nourishing. 100% whole wheat bread. Look for 100% whole grain on the label. One slice contains fiber, B vitamins, and slower digesting starches. Brown rice or quinoa. Just 1/2 cup cooked offers fiber, minerals like magnesium and protein. Try it in salads or stir fry. Sweet potatoes, high in vitamin A, fiber, and antioxidants. Roast them with olive oil and cinnamon for a delicious side. Steel-cut oats compared to instant oats, these digest more slowly and keep you full longer. Legumes. Beans, lentils, and peas are rich in complex carbs and plant-based protein. Great for soups, salads, and stews. Vegetables in place of grains. Try cauliflower rice, zucchini noodles, or mashed carrots for variety. Let me share Martha's story. She is 77 and used to eat white toast and pasta nearly every day. I thought whole wheat tasted like cardboard, she admitted. But after giving herself 1 week to try new ingredients, she found recipes she loved, like brown rice bowls with roasted vegetables and lemon vinaigrette. Within 3 weeks, her knees felt less swollen and her digestion improved. I feel like I have more gas in the tank, she said, and I am not always thinking about my next snack. That is the power of real slow-digesting carbohydrates. They nourish, they satisfy, and they protect your body long after the meal is over. Serving examples. U.S. measurements. 1/2 cup cooked brown rice. 1 slice of whole grain bread. 3/4 cup cooked oatmeal. 1 small sweet potato. 1 cup cooked lentils or black beans. Remember, it is not about eliminating all carbs. It is about choosing the right kind. Dr. Scharffenberg does not follow a fad diet. He simply avoids the foods that do not serve him, and refined carbohydrates are high on that list. Have you ever swapped out white bread or pasta for something more whole and nourishing? What did you notice? Type it in the comments. If you are planning to make one food swap this week, write swap 1 below. We are here to support each other. Now that we have talked about the 3 foods Dr. Scharffenberg avoids, it is time to pull it all together. In the final part of this episode, I will show you how to turn these insights into a simple daily plan for aging stronger. 1 plate, 1 walk, 1 thought at a time. Let us build your blueprint. Eat smart, age strong. A simple daily plan. You have come with me through 5 powerful parts of this journey. By now you know the 3 foods that Dr. John Scharffenberg, a Harvard-trained physician who is still thriving well past 100 years old, deliberately avoids everyday processed meats, sugary breakfast foods, highly refined carbohydrates. You also know why they quietly increase inflammation, spike blood sugar cloud, the mind weaken the heart, and rob the body of strength over time. Now the question is, what do you do with that knowledge? It is time to take what we have learned and turn it into a daily plan, a simple, manageable blueprint you can use starting today. Because the most powerful change does not come from knowing what is wrong. It comes from choosing what is better consistently. Let me show you how. Start with a clean morning. What you eat in the morning sets the tone for your day. Here is a sample breakfast inspired by Dr. Scharffenberg's routine. 1/2 cup of steel-cut oats. 1/2 cup of fresh blueberries, 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed, 1 cup of unsweetened almond milk or water, a cup of warm herbal tea or black coffee. If you prefer savory, 2 scrambled eggs cooked with olive oil, 1 slice of 100% whole grain toast, 1/4 of an avocado, sliced tomatoes or sautéed spinach on the side. This is real food, no sugar crash, no fog, just calm, steady energy. Build a balanced midday meal. Lunch does not have to be complicated. The key is protein, fiber, and color. Try this combination: 2 cups of dark leafy greens, spinach, kale, or romaine, 1/2 cup of cooked lentils or black beans, 1/4 cup of chopped nuts or sunflower seeds, 1 tablespoon of olive oil and lemon for dressing, 1 slice of 100% whole wheat bread or 1/2 cup of quinoa, or warm it up with 1 cup of brown rice, 1 cup of stir-fried vegetables, broccoli, carrots, peppers, 3 ounces of grilled chicken breast or baked tofu. This meal supports your joints, brain, digestion, and blood sugar all at once. Stay sharp and connected in the afternoon. Dr. Scharffenberg believes strongly in staying mentally and socially engaged. So right after lunch or mid-afternoon, build in brain and heart time. Here are 3 options. Call a friend and ask them how they are. Read for 15 minutes, news, a novel, or something new. Write down 1 thing you're grateful for and 1 thing you are curious about. This is not just good for the mind, it feeds your soul. Wind down with purposeful nutrition. Dinner is your chance to repair and refuel. Think warmth, fiber, and protein again. Here is a sample. 1 cup of roasted sweet potatoes, 1 cup of steamed broccoli or green beans, 3 ounces of baked salmon or hard-boiled eggs, a handful of grapes or 1 small apple for dessert. Drink water throughout the evening. Limit caffeine after 2 p.m. Focus on calm and comfort, not fullness. Optional evening ritual: light stretching for 10 minutes, a warm bath or calming music. Reflect on the day with a journal. What did I do today that nourished me? What am I proud of? This kind of reflection helps solidify habits and keeps you aligned with your values. Your 7-day Aging Strong Tracker. Let us make it even simpler. You can use a basic notebook or print a weekly chart with these 3 sections. Avoided list. Did I skip processed meats today? Did I avoid sugary breakfast foods? Did I reduce or swap refined carbs? Better choices. What whole foods did I eat today? Did I hydrate with at least 6 cups of water? Did I eat at least 1 leafy green or 1/2 cup of legumes? Mind and spirit. Did I move today even for 10 minutes? Did I engage my mind, read, call, write? Did I reflect, pray, or enjoy something meaningful? Fill it in daily. Look for patterns, not perfection. What you will likely notice in 7 days. More stable energy. Fewer sugar cravings, better digestion, clearer thinking, lighter mood, less stiffness in joints, deeper, more restful sleep. These are the real effects of eating smart and aging strong. Let us bring it home. What is 1 change you will start with today? Drop it in the comments. We are building this community together. Maybe it is skipping the sausage at breakfast. Maybe it is swapping white rice for quinoa. Maybe it is calling someone you have not talked to in a while. Whatever it is, start where you are. Start small and keep going. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about. You might just change their future. Remember, aging is not about decline. It is about design. And the power to design your future is in your hands, one bite, one step, one thought at a time. Thank you for being here. I am proud of you for showing up for your health. We will see you in the next video. Until then, eat smart, age strong, and stay well.